Hi everybody, this is John the Comic Guy, and I wanted to do a quick video of some recent trades that I got from Michael, one of the folks that connected with me, and he wanted to come over and look at my inventory, and he brought some books to trade. And as you can imagine, while I absolutely do sell books and comics, when somebody offers trades, that is for a comic collector and lover like me. I love comics, and I would almost rather trade sometimes. So Michael was a great guy. He's from Pennsylvania, and he came over. And these are some of the books that we traded for. He ended up buying some of my dollar books, a stack of them, and some, I think, the $5 and $10 books. But it was such a fair trade. He ended out with a nice stack of books, and I got only a few, but I'm so happy to have these books, a couple of which I'm planning to sell as well. So let's start this episode with this. As you all know, I'm a big Todd McFarlane fan, and with Spider-Man #1 from Todd, I tend to not ever go wrong. People like some of my buddies, like John Tudor, he will likely end out snagging this one. But I already have a couple of 9.8 CGC graded copies of this. I have some of the polybag copies of this. I have one of these silver direct editions in my own collection. They're flowing, but I love them. And the cover's my favorite modern age book cover. So this one I'm going to sell. Ultimately, I'll put it in my inventory. But when I find books like this and I get a chance to snag them, I always do. Very, very happy about this. The next book is also going to be added to my inventory. It's Submariner #5. I actually have a better condition copy of this, and I saw it and I knew it, but I decided to still take this copy because I think it displays very well. I think it's only a 4.5. All the books that I traded for were all mid to low grade books, so no surprise, I was still happy with them. And these are Silver Age books. I understand the grade's not going to be super high, but I think Tiger Shark displays so well the way he's standing like that. I think this is going to be looking great on my wall to sell. So very happy about this. Now, before I start going into the books that I'm going to keep, I just wanted to thank our sponsor, ComicSkin.com. Again, Mark from ComicSkin has been really gracious to say to our subscribers, if you put in the coupon code John the Comic Guy 5, you will get 5%. I think the margin on his self slabs are very thin, so I think we are delighted to have 5% off. So if you're getting tax return money back and you could try out a couple of these, at least save a couple of cents. Put John the Comic Guy 5 in your coupon code, and you'll get 5% off. And if you get these comic skins, let me know what you think. On his website, on the website of Comic Skin, it shows how to do it. You could pick the size of comic for the inner well for your comic, and let me know if you're doing your own labels. I think the product is great, so I'm just curious on what you think and how you like the labels and what you do with your labels. Anyway, thanks, ComicSkin.com. The next book I'm keeping, Fantastic Four #87. So this is, out of the books that we traded, one of my keepers. I did not have this. This is a low grade copy. It's 4.5, but it really displays well. Another point that I always make is, because as you can see behind me in my bookcase, I like the uniformity of a standard size, and my standard size is typically Golden Age. So the book, even though this is a Silver Age book, I put it in my Golden Age Mylar. This happens to be a 4mm Mylar with one board. It just, for me, it helps my OCD that I don't have to have all these different bags and boards. I just get Golden Age and Super Golden Age bags and boards, as well as the graded books. But Fantastic Four '87, I did not have that before. So Michael, thank you for that. The next, I am a big Submariner fan. I love getting, and I think I only have one Golden Age Submariner, But I have plenty of the Silver Age, and I did not have this one. So Submariner number 10, that gets added to my collection. Very happy about that, and I'm happy about it despite the fact that this is just a mid-grade book, right? Probably a 5.0. The next is Tales to Astonish number 83. Hulk is doing very well for me. I'm going to keep this for my own collection. Again, it's in a Golden Age 4mm Mylar sleeve. If you're a dealer, sound off in the comments. How is Hulk doing for you? For me, lately, Hulk has been doing great. And I'm not talking about the Hulk 180, 181, 182, but Silver Age Hulks, the ones from like issue 102 and on. They've been flying off the shelf for me. Bronze Age Hulks and more modern Hulks, they're doing great for me. So I don't know if I'm missing some kind of an announcement for Marvel or the movies, but Hulk is doing well for me. But I always liked Hulk books. I always liked Tales to Astonish, and I'm happy to have issue 83 in my collection at a mid-grade. Last but not least, as a follow-on to the previous episode where we cleaned, pressed, clean, hydrated, and pressed the book, this is the result of that, right? So this book should look familiar. If you did not see my previous episode, episode 13, please get it. I think it was episode 13. Yeah, episode 13, which is the clean and press, just do it episode. This is the book that I did it on. What you're not able to see here is some of the residuals of the stain. There are so faint, but right around the arm here, I think you remember, and some on top, there were some faint liquid stains. I don't know what they were, and again, I used hydrogen peroxide and distilled water, right? And you saw me do it, right? I wanted to make sure I used this exact book, and my buddy John Tudor was the one who suggested to videotape my step-by-step process of cleaning so I could prove to you that I'm not afraid of liquids on my comics. I'm not afraid to put hydrogen peroxide. I'm not afraid to put distilled water. And you saw the result of all the rippling it did on the book, right? Water causes rippling effect, but despite that, I hydrated it, pressed it. You saw the end result of the press before and after. Look at that. This ended out to be quite a beautiful book. It started a 3.5. I think a 3.5 or a 4, around there. I believe this is about a 5 or a 5.5 now. So in theory, it jumped up 2 grades because of my cleaning and my pressing. So do I press every single book? I don't. Right? I don't have the time for that. But for this, for a Silver Age book, I will. And I did want to show you that with these books, I'm not afraid to get them wet. I'm not afraid to do a little work on them, and I'm not afraid to press them. So I hope that helps. I hope the example for Tales to Astonish number 75 you found very helpful. So anyway, with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. If you like the content that we're having on this, you find it entertaining, I would ask you to please hit the subscribe button if you find the information helpful, or if you could place comments and give me ideas on what you would like to see. Some things technically I may or may not be able to do, but if I can, I want to accommodate any advice or comments you may have if you have content that you want to see. So I thank you all very much. I appreciate your time, and I will talk to you soon.
Good girl.